In this lesson, we are going to discuss mates in assemblies. In the most basic sense, mates create geometric relationships between assembly components. This is similar to the geometric relations we added in the part environment when we were creating sketches. For example, in sketches, we applied parallel, perpendicular, concentric, and coincident relations to name a few. In assemblies, we are basically doing the same thing, but we are applying the relations, which are referred to as mates in assemblies, to multiple components. Now let's take a look at how to apply a couple basic mates. We'll begin by selecting the paperclip icon in the assembly ribbon. You'll see the Mate Property Manager opens, and at the very top of the Property Manager, we have a window prompting us to select entities to mate. Below this window, we have a number of standard mates, followed by advanced mates and mechanical mates, along with a few options. We're going to take a look at a couple standard mates. So let's go out to the screen, and let's say, for example, we would like to mate this pin with this hole in the square block. And we want this face of the pin to be flush with the back face of the hole. So I'm going to select that back face, and notice it appears in the window for the Property Manager. I'll rotate the assembly, select this face. Once I select the two faces, notice in the Property Manager, the coincident mate is the one that is highlighted. Obviously, I can select a different one. And I also have a pop-up toolbar, so you don't have to move your mouse all the way across the screen to make changes. I do like the coincident mate, so I am going to select the green check mark. Now, as soon as I apply that coincident mate and I go to move the pin, notice both parts are moving. And at first look, it may appear the coincident mate did not take. However, if we look at it from a top view, you will see, let's roll it just a little bit more, you will see that coincident mate did take. However, it looks like we need to add additional mates. Now we like to center this pin in this hole feature. Looking at the standard mates, that would be the concentric mate. So I'm going to select the hole in the part, along with the outside of that cylinder. The concentric mate is highlighted, and then I'll select the green check mark. Now, when I go to move the pin, the two parts move together. Now let's do the same for the second pin. I'll select this face, along with this face, apply the coincident, and then select the surface here. Along with this surface, apply the concentric, and now notice those three parts move as one. Now let's apply a couple more mates to mate these three pieces to the U-bracket. I'll start by selecting this outside face of the pin and the outside face of the U-bracket and applying a coincident mate. I'll then apply a concentric mate and then accept it. And notice if I close out of the Mate Property Manager, the block can rotate. Now you may want to have that rotation. However, if not, you can simply add a mate between this face along with this top face of parallel. Accept it by clicking the green check mark, and now we have a parallel mate between those two faces, and the block no longer rotates. Now if I close out of the Mate Property Manager, I do want you to notice that we have a mates listing in the Feature Manager design tree. If we expand it, these are all of the mates that we just applied. Now, at a later time, if you would like to be able to rotate this square block, there is no need to delete the parallel mate. You can simply suppress it. Suppressing the parallel mate grays it out in the Feature Manager design tree. When you go back out to the assembly, you'll notice it now rotates.